Imagine this. You spend your whole life going to school, getting good grades, and landing a secure job, only to realize one day that you're still broke, trapped in debt, and working endlessly for someone else's dream.
Now, here's the shocking part. What if everything you were taught about money was wrong?
In Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki reveals two completely opposite mindsets, one that keeps you poor and one that unlocks financial freedom.
The difference isn't luck, it isn't talent, it's knowledge.
And in this chapter-by-chapter journey, we'll uncover the money secrets schools never dared to teach you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, all, and welcome to Book Podcast Zone. I'm Emma.
And I'm John.
Absolutely ready. This is a book that, well, for so many people, it's like a financial awakening, isn't it? It really shifts paradigms.
It really does. Challenges those, deeply ingrained beliefs about wealth.
Totally.
So yeah, today we're not just like flipping through a book. We are launching into a really comprehensive deep dive.
A proper deep dive.
Into Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter's work, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah.
Which, it feels pretty seminal still.
Oh, absolutely. Seminal is the right word.
Yeah.
And our mission here, it goes way beyond just a simple summary.
Way beyond. We really want to extract those crucial nuggets of knowledge, those surprising facts. Sometimes they feel really counterintuitive.
They often do.
And those, aha moments. The goal is that you, our listener, come away not just really well informed about financial literacy,
Which is important in itself.
absolutely, but also hopefully experience a fundamental shift in your financial mindset.
And what makes this particular deep dive, I think, really relevant right now is that we're committed to connecting these timeless lessons because they are timeless.
They really hold up.
They do, to modern, well, specifically 2025 U.S. examples.
Right. So it's not just theory from, whatever is written.
Exactly. It's not a history lesson. It's about seeing how these principles are actively playing out now in your economy, potentially in your daily life.
Yeah, giving it that fresh relevance, offering hopefully some really actionable insights you can apply, like starting today.
Let's do it. Let's begin this fascinating conversation.
Okay, let's unpack this. Chapter 1. It's called Appropriately Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it really sets the stage, doesn't it? Almost cinematically.
It does. Kiyosaki immediately throws us into his childhood, his formative years, mid-20th century Hawaii.
Paints a vivid picture. This young boy sort of caught squarely between two profoundly different philosophies about money, about life.
It's the foundation.
Yeah.
Everything builds from this contrast.
So what's compelling right off the bat is how Kiyosaki and Lechter established this core contrast through these two dads.
Right. So on one side, you've got his biological father, the one he calls Poor Dad. Now, this guy was highly educated, a government worker, followed that conventional path,
The path we're often told is the right one.
Exactly. His beliefs were really rooted in that traditional idea. Work hard, get a stable job, climb the corporate ladder, within the system.
He genuinely believed, didn't he, that a strong academic background was the key to a good salary, job security.
Comfort, stability, all those things.
And yet, and this is the kicker, despite all that education, that stable government job.
He struggled.
Yeah, the book makes it clear he was perpetually struggling with bills, always navigating financial binds, feeling that weight of debt.
And his advice, that traditional advice, it probably sounds familiar to a lot of us.
Oh, definitely. Go to school, get good grades, find a secure job, work hard.
It's like the blueprint for the standard American dream, right? Meticulously pursued.
But for his poor dad, it led to this constant state of financial struggle, anxiety even.
Precisely. And then you flip the coin, the other side, we meet Rich Dad.
Who wasn't actually his dad.
No, he was his best friend's father. And just a complete contrast, a savvy entrepreneur, a businessman.
Didn't have the same level of formal education, right?
Not at all. But he built substantial wealth through smart investments, creating businesses.
Innovative ventures, yeah.
And his outcome, a life of, well, undeniable financial freedom, abundance.
And his strategies were just bolder, radically different.
Completely. Centered on making money work for him.
Instead of him working for money.
Exactly. Rather than just laboring tirelessly for that paycheck, it was all about creating financial systems, leveraging assets, a totally different mindset.
And this is where Kiyosaki and Lechter really ground the whole book, right? in this first chapter, this personal contrast, seeing these two figures side by side.
It wasn't just an observation for him, it shaped his entire view.
It became the bedrock for challenging almost every conventional financial idea we kind of absorb.
Yeah, it's more than just a memoir piece. It's the origin story for this radical framework.
It really highlights that clash, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Between the traditional, quote-unquote, safe financial advice.
The advice that often leads straight into that rat race he talks about.
Right. Versus those bolder, maybe unconventional strategies that demonstrably lead to significant wealth, true financial independence.
And for you, the listener, reading it, it feels like you're right there in his childhood, feeling that tension, that stark choice.
So let's connect this to now, 2025.
Yeah.
Do we still see these echoes?
Oh, absolutely. The poor dad trap, it just manifests in new forms, I think.
Like what?
Well, think about the whole remote work gig economy. Platforms like Upwork, Fiverr.
Yeah, tons of people use those.
Right. And they offer flexibility, maybe seemingly steady pay sometimes. But for countless people, it's still just a direct exchange, hours for dollars.
You do the project, you get paid, end of story.
Exactly. There's often no real asset building happening there. No equity, no passive income streams being built, no clear path to genuine financial freedom beyond that next invoice, that next gig.
It's just a modern version of that linear work harder thing.
Yeah.
Your income is totally tied to your active time.
Without that underlying strategic financial thinking that actually builds lasting wealth.
Okay, but on the flip side, we're also seeing the rich dad strategies kind of flourishing, right? Especially with technology.
Definitely amplified by tech. You see entrepreneurs now brilliantly leveraging advanced AI tools, for instance.
How so?
Well, launching and scaling side hustles specifically designed to generate passive income. Think about using AI to automate product descriptions and marketing for an e-commerce dropshipping store.
So you don't have to write every single one yourself.
Right. Or leveraging large language models to generate, say, the bulk of content for an online course that then sells practically on autopilot once it's set up.
They're building a system, not just doing a job.
Precisely. It perfectly mirrors that core rich dad idea, creating income streams that are not directly tied to your daily labor. Your money is literally working for you 204/7.
So the really profound insight here that Kiyosaki and Lechter lay out right from chapter 1, it's that mindset isn't just a step.
No, it's the step, the absolute first, most crucial prerequisite for breaking free from those conventional financial chains.
It's not about how much you earn initially, is it?
Not primarily. It's fundamentally about how you think about money, how you see opportunities, what you believe is possible for yourself financially.
And being willing to question the advice you've always heard.
Yeah, that ingrained advice, this radical shift in perspective, that's the real ignition point. It unlocks everything else in the book.
That's a huge takeaway, just huge. So I want you, our listener, to maybe pause for a second here. Consider, what assumptions about money have you absorbed, throughout your life?
From family, school, society.
Yeah. And critically, what financial worldview is dictating your decisions right now? Are you mainly focused on working for money?
Or have you started even just thinking about making your money work for you?
It's a big question. If these insights are starting to feel, eye-opening for you, as much as they always do for us revisiting this,
They always do.
please take a moment, hit that like button, subscribe to Big Podcast Zone, share this deep dive with someone who maybe needs to hear it. We'd really appreciate it. And there's plenty more to come.
Okay, so moving into chapter 2, the rich don't work for money. This is where it gets really interesting, I think.
Yeah, he kicks it off with this amazing story, almost mischievous from his childhood.
A counterfeit nickels.
Yeah, trying to make counterfeit nickels in a backyard foundry with his best friend. Such a memorable little anecdote.
But it illustrates a core truth he learned early on, doesn't it? The essence of wealth isn't about making money through your own labor.
Right, it's about understanding how money works and how to make it work for you.
It's a perfect setup for exposing what they call the rat race trap.
And the book paints this picture, this illusion that really settled in for a lot of people, especially after World War II, with those economic booms.
Right. The idea that steady employment was the absolute ideal. Secure, good job, predictability, pensions maybe.
Seemed like the clear path to security.
But the reality, as Kiyosaki and Lechter point out so sharply, is that relying solely on a job often means your life is completely dictated by that job.
Yeah, you're kind of controlled.
It can trap you in this relentless cycle, exhausting. Your salary comes in.
So poof, it's gone.
Yeah.
On expenses that just keep rising.
It's literally a rat race. You run harder, faster on that wheel, but you basically stay in the same financial spot, just trading your precious time for survival, essentially.
So what's the antidote? What's the core truth they reveal here?
The antidote is that the truly wealthy, they don't primarily chase paychecks. That's not their focus.
Okay.
Instead, they strategically invest their time, their energy, their intelligence into building systems and acquiring assets where money actively chases them.
It's a complete inversion of the usual approach.
Totally. The emphasis shifts. It's not about maximizing your salary. It's about diligently acquiring assets that generate consistent passive cash flow.
Like, what kind of assets does he talk about?
Well, classic examples are things like real estate that brings in rental income,
Right.
or well-chosen stocks that pay dividends,
Hmm.
or businesses that can operate and generate profit without your direct daily labor being essential.
That last part's key, isn't it? Independent operation.
Crucial. And this stands in such stark contrast to that cycle of just slaving away for a salary where your income is totally tied to the hours you physically put in.
That historical context you mentioned, the post-World War II era, it really solidified that steady employment dream, didn't it?
Hugely. Predictable raises, maybe a job for life, those defined benefit pensions. It felt unshakable for a generation. The golden era.
But Kiyosaki and Lechter, writing later, they kind of pull back the curtain, show how that illusion could crumble.
Yeah, they expose the inherent vulnerability of relying solely on an employer for your entire financial picture.
So for listeners, understanding that societal shift helps really underline Kiyosaki's argument. It's dramatic, escaping that servitude through clever investing, through really understanding how financial systems work.
And bringing it right into 2025. Wow, their advice just resonates with almost unsettling clarity, especially, with current inflation maybe hovering around, say, 3%.
Which just eats away at fixed salaries and savings.
Relentlessly. Look closely at the gig economy again. Those apps, Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, they are almost perfect examples of working for money.
Oh, so.
Well, many drivers, couriers, they work tirelessly, endless hours sometimes, 10, 12, 14 hours a day, solely for that direct transactional pay.
One delivery, one payment.
Right. There's very little, if any, opportunity for genuine asset building. No equity in Uber. No passive income potential. Their income just stops dead the moment they stop driving or delivering.
They're essentially trapped in maybe a more flexible but still very efficient modern rat race.
You could definitely argue that. Now, compare that stark reality to the money working for you strategy.
Okay.
We're seeing increasingly sophisticated approaches now. Smart investors using things like robo-advisors, Vanguard's AI-driven funds, Betterment, Wealthfront.
Yeah, those are getting popular.
They automate the investment process. You set up your diversified portfolio based on your goals and risk tolerance, and the system automatically reinvests dividends, rebalances, manages the assets passively.
Without you needing to constantly monitor and trade.
Exactly. It's the epitome of having your money become your employee, diligently generating income, compounding wealth, while you're focusing on other things, or even while you're sleeping.
It's a really powerful contrast playing out right now,
Yeah.
showing how strategic asset acquisition can just dramatically outperform hourly labor in the long run.
So the really potent insight from Kiyosaki and Lechter in this chapter, it's this deep dive into how you fundamentally flip the script on your financial life
Yeah. Your money goes from being something you work for.
to becoming your diligent employee. It's about understanding that real financial freedom isn't just about earning more in your job.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's about constructing a robust financial framework through acquiring assets. A framework that consistently generates income supports the life you want,
Oh, yeah.
instead of you being perpetually enslaved by the need to just constantly earn to keep up.
Wow. Okay, that really prompts some self-reflection, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what's the biggest rat race trap you might be observing in your own life, maybe, or people around you?
And more importantly, how can you start? Even just mentally, start shifting your mindset today from being that perpetual employee chasing the next paycheck.
Towards becoming a savvy owner, an owner of financial systems that actively generate wealth for you.
It's a huge shift.
Huge. If these revelations are sparking some new ideas, maybe challenging some old assumptions for you, please don't keep them to yourself.
Yeah, share the insights.
Like, subscribe, share this deep dive with friends who maybe need this perspective. Let's keep uncovering more financial wisdom together.
Okay, so where does this leave our traditional education system? Chapter 3 asks this really pointed question. Why teach financial literacy?
It's a great question. Imagine. Schools meticulously teach incredibly complex subjects. calculus, physics, advanced literature.
Things most people rarely use directly after school.
Right. Yet they completely bypass the absolute basics of managing your own money, understanding investing, navigating debt. Does that sound familiar?
Painfully familiar to many, I suspect. Kiyosaki and Lechter just dramatically expose this critical, gaping hole in our traditional education.
Arguing it leaves most people fundamentally unprepared for the financial realities they're going to face.
It really is a fundamental knowledge gap, isn't it? Their central argument is stark. Without basic financial smarts, even highly educated people earning high incomes,
Doctors, lawyers, engineers.
yeah, they can still end up financially struggling, or even completely broke.
How do they illustrate that?
They use simple but really impactful stories to show how financial ignorance almost inevitably leads to pitfalls, mounting debt spirals, that constant feeling of being financially behind, missing opportunities for wealth creation that were right there.
So for listeners, internalizing this chapter is almost like finally getting the secret decoder ring.
Yeah. To understand that hidden language of money, turning that confusion into clarity, seeing hidden treasures, assets, where before you just saw complexity.
So, to help bridge that gap, they introduce and really break down two absolutely key financial concepts. Ones they argue are often confused or misunderstood.
Assets and liabilities.
Right. And Kiyosaki's definition is famously simple but powerful. An asset is.
Something that puts money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Clear. Tangible.
Give us some examples he might use.
Sure. A well-managed rental property bringing in consistent rent each month, a thriving small business that generates regular profit, dividend-paying stocks that provide ongoing income and hopefully appreciate over time.
What makes them distinct? Why are they assets?
Because they actively contribute to your net worth and, crucially, your positive cash flow. They add money.
Okay. And conversely, a liability is.
Something that drains money from your pocket. Again, simple, direct.
And this isn't just about, like, credit card debt.
No, it's broader than just debt in the traditional sense. It's anything that takes money away from you without simultaneously bringing more in.
So obvious examples.
High interest credit card debt, definitely. That traps you. Car loans for vehicles that depreciate the second you drive them off the lot, plus ongoing costs like insurance, gas, maintenance.
Right. They constantly take money out.
Exactly. And then, more controversially, Kiyosaki often points to a mortgage on your primary residence, your own home, as a liability.
That's the one that gets people talking, right? Raises eyebrows.
It really does.
Yeah.
His argument is, while your home can be an emotional asset, a place of security, financially, it often functions as a liability. Why?
Because it drains money.
Constantly. Through mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, upkeep, repairs, without directly generating income for you, unlike, say, a rental property you own.
That distinction is huge, and why it's so often misunderstood.
Hmm.
That's a major pillar of their whole financial education approach.
Absolutely. And this naturally leads them to hammer home the critical importance of self-education.
You can't just rely on school.
No. They stress the absolute necessity for individuals to proactively build their own strong financial foundation through personal learning, diligent study, rather than passively relying on the formal education system, which, as they argue, largely neglects these vital life skills.
They issue a pretty strong warning, don't they, about the pitfalls of financial ignorance.
Yeah, leading to those devastating debt spirals, a lifetime of financial insecurity, regardless of how successful you might be professionally.
And looking back historically, you can see echoes of this need for financial literacy, can't you?
Definitely. Think about something like the 1980s savings and loan crisis in the U.S.
Right, that was huge.
A widespread lack of understanding about financial instruments, investment risks, even the basic principles of how the banking system worked. That contributed significantly to the massive failures of so many institutions. People were vulnerable because they didn't understand.
Fast forward to 2025. Is the call for financial literacy still urgent?
More urgent than ever, I'd argue. Just look at the staggering student loan debt crisis in the U.S. What is it now? Over $1.8 trillion.
It's an astronomical number.
Yeah.
Hard to even comprehend.
And it's a powerful, sobering testament to the urgent need for financial literacy, even among the most academically accomplished people in our society.
Graduates with advanced degrees.
Entering the workforce with impressive qualifications, but often zero real understanding of how to manage this colossal debt effectively, let alone how to strategically invest for their future or just avoid the common financial traps waiting for them.
It is staggering. And okay, we have all these amazing tech tools now, right?
Hmm.
Financial tracking apps like Mint, YNA, Personal Capital.
Yeah, they can meticulously track cash flow, categorize spending, visualize
Their
everything.
usefulness. It depends, doesn't it?
Entirely. It depends entirely on the user's underlying grasp of basic financial principles. The app can show you the numbers brilliantly.
But you have to know what they mean.
Exactly. You need the foundational literacy to interpret what those numbers are truly telling you and, critically, how to act on them to improve your financial situation. Otherwise, it's just data noise.
So the insightful analysis here from Kiyosaki and Lechter, it goes beyond just defining asset and liability.
Much deeper. It's fundamentally about empowering yourself to, as they put it, read financial statements like a pro, to understand the story the numbers are telling about your own life.
Taking something that seems complex, intimidating, maybe a personal balance sheet or an income statement,
And systematically turning that confusion into profound clarity, actionable confidence. It's about demystifying the world of money, making it feel accessible and controllable, not scary.
okay, this leads to a really practical question for you, our listener. What specific financial areas do you personally feel least confident in right now?
Is it investing, debt management, taxes, budgeting?
And critically, where could you realistically begin your own self-education journey? Maybe just one small step to understand those numbers better and really start taking control of your financial destiny.
Every share of this conversation helps us reach more people, spark more financial transformations.
It really does. Please take a moment, hit like, subscribe, share this episode. Let's unlock the next crucial layer of financial wisdom together.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. What if your day job isn't the end goal?
What if it's just a stepping stone, a launch pad for something much bigger?
Exactly. In Chapter 4, Mind Your Own Business, Kiyosaki and Lechter spin this really exciting, empowering narrative, urging you to meticulously nurture your own ventures, build your own assets, strategically alongside your current job.
This chapter really pushes for a huge mindset shift, doesn't it?
Monumental. The book consistently encourages you to actively build personal assets.
What kind of things again?
Could be acquiring dividend-paying stocks, systematically starting and scaling your own small business,
Hmm?
developing valuable intellectual property like writing a book, creating an online course, unique digital content.
Something that's yours.
Precisely. The core message is redirecting your energy, your creativity, away from solely pouring it into someone else's company.
And investing it in building something that belongs to you.
They frame it as this thrilling paradigm shift, moving from relying on a boss for your income and security to proactively owning and shaping your own financial future.
Which leads to that great question they pose, the one we often kick around. Why build their dream when you can build yours?
It's a powerful question, and it's crucial to note, Emma, they're not saying just impulsively quit your job tomorrow and become an entrepreneur with no plan.
No, it's more strategic than that.
Much more. They carefully highlight specific foundational skills that are absolutely crucial for building and successfully growing your own business, whatever size it is.
What kind of skills do they focus on?
They place a really significant, almost surprising emphasis on skills like sales and marketing.
Why those specifically?
Yeah.
More than, say, the technical skills of your job.
Because they argue these are the tools that allow you to effectively connect with customers, articulate the value of what you offer, persuade people, overcome objections, and ultimately consistently generate revenue for your own venture. It's the art of exchange, understanding value creation.
Okay, that makes sense. And bringing this into 2025, it feels like this path, the entrepreneurial path, is more accessible than ever before.
Incredibly so. Look at the meteoric rise of e-commerce platforms like Shopify, plus all these sophisticated AI-powered tools for store creation, marketing automation.
It lowers the barrier to entry massively.
Dramatically.
Yeah.
For example, someone today could quite realistically start a drop shipping side gig, selling products without ever needing to hold inventory, all while keeping their full-time 9-to-5 job.
How would AI help there?
You could use AI to write product descriptions, optimize ad copy for Facebook or Google, maybe even handle initial customer service chats through a bot. It operates efficiently in the background.
It's a perfect real-world example of minding your own business,
Yeah.
actively building an asset, without necessarily sacrificing your primary income source right away.
Exactly. So the really profound insight here from Kiyosaki and Lechter, it's this powerful, unwavering reminder. Genuine financial security isn't found in just having a job, no matter how secure it seems.
Where is it found then?
True. Lasting security comes from owning your financial future. building your own assets, your own income streams, diversifying your financial foundation, cultivating something that is intrinsically, unequivocally yours. That gives you control, autonomy.
Okay, so this raises a really crucial, empowering question for you, listening right now. Are you currently viewing your main job just as a means to an end, just collecting a paycheck?
Or are you strategically leveraging it, using it as a stepping stone, maybe to fund, to fuel your own entrepreneurial dreams?
And critically, what personal business or significant asset, maybe something small just starting out, could you realistically begin to nurture, to grow alongside your main employment? Building steadily toward that greater financial independence Kiyosaki talks about.
It starts with a single step.
It does. If you're feeling ready to start thinking like an owner, maybe take those first entrepreneurial steps, however small. Show some love. Hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share this deep dive with others on that same path.
All right, let's switch gears again and do a bit of time travel, and then bring it right back to today, Chapter 5, the history of taxes and the power of corporations.
This sounds potentially dry, but it's actually fascinating the way they present it.
It really is. From the earliest levies funding ancient wars and empires, to the intricate, often baffling modern tax codes we all grapple with, Kiyosaki and Lechter deliver this really riveting history lesson.
And the point is,
They meticulously show how taxes, which most people just see as this unavoidable, burdensome drain on their income, can actually be strategically navigated, even leveraged, like pros, by the financially savvy.
it's an illuminating journey through tax evolution, isn't it?
It's-
They trace how taxes funded conflicts way back,
Yeah.
evolved through feudal levies,
Yeah.
even that sort of Robin Hood era idea of taxing the rich to redistribute.
Right. But then they really zoom in on the 20th century U.S. tax codes. And here's the surprising part. They explain how many of these complex regulations were actually designed specifically to encourage things:
Encourage what?
business growth, investment, job creation, not just to collect revenue. There are inherent incentives and disincentives baked right into the tax system itself.
That's a pivotal point many people miss, I think.
Definitely. And what's truly revolutionary about their perspective here is the deep dive into what they call the corporate advantage.
Okay, what's that?
They meticulously explain how corporations, when they're legally and correctly structured, offer these powerful mechanisms to shield income and significantly reduce an individual's tax burden compared to just earning a salary.
They call it a game changer for the wealthy.
Absolutely. It effectively creates a system where the financially educated can legally pay a substantially lower percentage in taxes than someone who only earns W-2 income.
How do they illustrate that difference?
They draw this dramatic, really eye-opening contrast between the poor dad's high tax paycheck, where taxes are automatically taken out before he even sees the money,
Yeah, that feels familiar.
versus the rich dad's strategic corporate setups, which allow a whole range of legitimate business expenses, investments, even certain benefits to be deducted before the taxable income is even calculated.
It's a fundamental difference in how the cash flows and when the tax is applied.
Huge difference. For any listener reading this, it feels like uncovering this hidden layer of how wealthy people often operate strategically. It unveils that often misunderstood world of tax efficiency.
So the main message is,
Knowledge is power, especially tax knowledge. Understanding the nuances of tax structures, how they can be legally optimized, it transforms what feels like a crushing burden into a significant financial advantage.
and it's not about illegal tax evasion.
Not at all. It's about legally and intelligently optimizing your financial structure to maximize your wealth creation and, just as importantly, wealth retention.
And connecting this to 2025, the conversation around taxes, especially corporate taxes, it's always shifting, isn't it?
Constantly in flux, we see ongoing debates, adjustments, maybe talk about changing the corporate tax rate as part of inflation control or economic stimulus.
Right.
This constant fluidity in tax law actually makes understanding Kiyosaki's foundational principles even more critical, because those who grasp the concepts can adapt and thrive regardless of the specific legislative changes of the moment.
That makes sense. And we see real-world examples of people using these structures, right?
All around us,
Yeah.
particularly among, say, tech moguls or savvy investors. They skillfully use structures like LLCs, limited liability companies.
Not just for their main business.
No, often for a whole range of ventures. Managing complex real estate portfolios, making strategic crypto investments, starting side businesses.
And the goal is,
often specifically to minimize their personal liability if something goes wrong, and also to maximize their tax advantages through legitimate deductions and maybe preferential tax treatments available to businesses, but not individuals. They are actively applying these rich dad principles to the modern, dynamic, sometimes volatile financial landscape.
So what Kiyosaki and Lechter really provide here is this insightful, empowering analysis of basic strategies.
Strategies that once you understand them, anyone can learn to implement. To legally minimize their liabilities, maximize financial growth. It's about democratizing this vital knowledge, making it accessible, actionable for anyone willing to put in the time to learn the rules of the game.
Okay, so thinking about your own personal finances right now, listener, how does your current understanding, or maybe lack of understanding of taxes, impact your decisions day to day?
And more importantly, what foundational tax strategies, maybe just one or two simple ones, could you realistically start exploring, start implementing, to begin optimizing your income and investments, turning that perceived burden into a potential advantage?
Knowledge truly is power here, especially with taxes. Please take a moment, like, subscribe, share this deep dive. Let's empower others with this crucial, often overlooked information.
Okay, chapter 6. Can you feel that rush, that adrenaline, spotting an opportunity that everyone else seems to be missing?
Yeah, this chapter, The Rich Invent Money, it really unleashes a surge of creativity, doesn't it?
It really does. It profoundly demonstrates how financial intelligence, when you skillfully apply it, has this incredible ability to literally create wealth, seemingly out of thin air.
And not magic, though.
No, not magic. It's about cultivating this unique ability to perceive value, to see potential, where other people just see problems or scarcity or nothing at all.
They introduce this idea of wealth creation that goes beyond just working hard or even saving diligently.
It's more dynamic. It's about making deals, fostering innovation, masterfully problem solving in ways that generate immense value and therefore significant wealth.
What's that classic analogy they use? It's so powerful.
The transformation of a rundown, seemingly worthless property into a gold mine.
Right. It's not about physically mining gold.
No, it's about applying keen financial intelligence, strategic thinking, a bit of vision to an existing asset, reimagining its potential, executing a plan to unlock that hidden value, inventing the value increase.
What are the key ideas behind this inventing money process?
Two fundamental concepts really stand out as the bedrock. First, the masterful art of leveraging OPM.
Other people's money.
Exactly. And this isn't about getting into reckless debt. It means understanding how to intelligently use borrowed capital, maybe from banks, private investors, joint venture partners, to finance deals and significantly grow your assets faster than you could using only your own limited savings.
Okay, leveraging OPM. What's the second idea?
Diligently honing what Kiyosaki calls deal-making skills.
What does that involve?
The crucial ability to negotiate favorable terms, to accurately spot opportunities others miss, to skillfully bring together different pieces of a financial puzzle, people, resources, capital, to create a profitable, wealth-generating outcome.
This chapter feels really adventurous, lots of what-if scenarios that build excitement. And for listeners, imagine the thrill as we share maybe some modern twists on these ideas.
Historically, this whole concept, inventing money, it resonates deeply with the resilience, the ingenuity of those incredibly tenacious post-Depression era entrepreneurs.
Yeah, facing immense devastation.
Widespread despair. Yet they managed to rebuild entire fortunes. How? By creatively identifying and inventing opportunities where none seemed to exist. They didn't just wait for the economy to get better.
They actively made things better by seeing needs and figuring out solutions.
Exactly. And in 2025, wow, we are seeing this phenomenon of inventing money just exploding across the tech landscape.
Give an example.
Well, think about the rapid rise of AI startups. Companies like XAI, OpenAI, Anthropic, countless others, they're raising billions of dollars, based almost purely on groundbreaking ideas and innovative solutions.
They're not manufacturing widgets in a factory.
Not in the traditional sense. They're creating incredibly valuable intellectual property, developing sophisticated algorithms, crafting disruptive solutions that translate into truly massive income streams. They are inventing value.
So Kiyosaki and Lechter's lessons apply directly here.
Absolutely. To this new frontier of inventing income, whether it's developing a revolutionary app, creating unique NFTs, those non-fungible tokens, digital certificates of ownership,
Right.
or pursuing other creative ventures that masterfully harness emerging tech to solve problems and create entirely new markets.
So the core insight here It's that mindset and financial education aren't just about managing the money you have.
No, they are the catalytic forces. They can literally transform abstract ideas, overlooked problems, into tangible, flowing cash.
It's about cultivating that visionary perspective, seeing challenges as untapped opportunities for ingenious financial invention.
So reflect on the world around you right now. What specific problems, inefficiencies, or unmet needs do you see that maybe others are completely missing?
And how could you potentially apply creative financial thinking, maybe leveraging OPM, maybe leveraging existing resources in a new way to turn those problems into compelling opportunities for wealth creation?
It's a mind-expanding chapter.
It really is. If this chapter has sparked your entrepreneurial spirit, set your mind racing with possibilities, please show your support. Like, subscribe, share this deep dive. We are truly just getting started on this transformative journey.
Okay, chapter 7. Imagine this. Job hopping. But not for the usual reason, not just for bigger paychecks immediately.
But strategically.
Strategically, with the deliberate intent to acquire invaluable skills. Skills that could eventually help you build a financial empire.
This chapter, Work to Learn, Don't Work for Money, it really delivers a fundamental challenge, doesn't it, to that traditional view of career progression.
Huge challenge. It places this emphatic, critical emphasis on lifelong learning, prioritizing it significantly over the short-term lure of just a higher salary right now.
So the core idea is,
Actively, deliberately seek out roles, projects, experiences that serve to expand your expertise in crucial, broadly applicable areas.
like what?
Robust financial literacy, obviously, astute leadership, persuasive sales skills, effective management techniques, nuanced communication, sharp negotiation, maybe strategic automation now, things like that.
And the concept behind that is,
Knowledge isn't just power. Knowledge compounds, like interest in a bank account.
okay, I like that analogy.
The more diverse and deep your skill set becomes, the more intrinsically valuable you become. And this ultimately leads to true, sustainable, exponential wealth. Wealth that far transcends what any single static salary could ever provide over the long term.
They also issue a warning in this chapter, don't they, about the comfort zone.
A compelling, stark warning, that deceptively tempting place where you feel secure, the work is easy, predictable, the pay is okay.
But you're not growing.
Exactly. You're no longer acquiring new, challenging skills, no longer pushing your own boundaries. That comfort zone, they argue powerfully, can actually stall your progress, stifle innovation, severely limit your long-term financial growth and potential for true independence.
It can lull you into this false sense of security while the world just zooms past you.
Precisely. So this chapter reframes career choices, transforms them into this compelling, motivational saga of continuous skill acquisition, personal evolution.
Like leveling up in a strategic game.
Yeah, where each job, each project, each new endeavor isn't just about earning a wage right now. It's fundamentally about gaining a new ability, mastering a new tool, acquiring a new insight that makes you demonstrably more powerful, more adaptable in this dynamic financial landscape.
That perspective is incredibly empowering for listeners, I think. It shifts you from being a passive recipient of a salary
To becoming an active, deliberate architect of your own expanding knowledge base, your own financial future.
and bringing this into 2025. The opportunities for this kind of learning are just everywhere, right?
Unprecedented explosion in accessibility. Platforms like Coursera, ADX, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, countless others.
Brimming with courses.
Specialized courses. In high-demand fields like AI for business, data analytics, digital marketing, financial modeling, this proliferation of online learning empowers individuals to precisely upskill themselves.
Often with a specific goal in mind.
Right, often with a direct, explicit aim of launching their own ventures, or becoming highly valuable independent consultants, or pivoting into new, more lucrative roles that leverage their compounded knowledge, rather than just chasing a tiny raise at their current job.
It's a direct, potent application of that work-to-learn philosophy in the digital age.
Absolutely. So the core insight that Kiyosaki and Lechter meticulously dissect here, it's that consciously prioritizing learning, strategically acquiring new skills and knowledge, it's not just about professional development.
It's more fundamental.
It's a foundational pillar that builds long-term sustainable wealth. Wealth that will almost certainly go far beyond any salary you could earn in a traditional job setting over your lifetime. It's an investment in yourself, your intellectual capital, that pays exponential, enduring dividends.
Wow. Okay, so this poses a crucial question for you, listening. Are you primarily working right now just to earn that next paycheck?
Or are you strategically working to learn, to expand your capabilities.
And specifically, what critical skills do you genuinely need to acquire to build your financial empire, whatever that vision looks like for you?
And what's your concrete, actionable plan? How are you going to start acquiring them starting now?
If you're ready to truly invest in yourself, accelerate that journey, show your support, like, subscribe, share this deep dive with others who are on that path of continuous growth.
Okay, let's face it. Let's talk about the dragons. The formidable dragons we all inevitably face on our financial journeys.
Which are?
Fear, cynicism, and just sheer laziness. In Chapter 8, Overcoming Obstacles, Kiyosaki and Lechter directly confront these insidious internal barriers.
Not external market conditions.
No, they argue these are the real barriers, the ones blocking so many people from achieving genuine financial freedom. They're deeply personal struggles we have to overcome within ourselves.
These really are the universal internal obstacles, aren't they? Let's break them down. First, fear.
The pervasive grip of fear. Fear of failure, fear of stepping outside what's comfortable, familiar, fear of losing money you've worked hard for. It can be paralyzing.
Okay, then cynicism.
That nagging doubt about opportunities that seem too good to be true, skepticism about whether a strategy will really work for you, or even just doubting your own innate ability to succeed. Who am I to do this kind of thinking?
And finally, laziness.
Which can manifest simply as procrastination, putting things off, or a chronic lack of initiative, a reluctance to consistently put in the sustained, sometimes uncomfortable effort that true financial transformation requires.
And the book really emphasizes these are internal battles, not external problems solved by a better economy.
Exactly. They're battles we must actively, consciously choose to fight and win within ourselves.
So what makes this chapter so powerful? Is it just identifying the problems?
No, it's the practical, profoundly insightful strategies they offer for overcoming them.
Like what?
They passionately advocate for embracing failure, not as this devastating endpoint, but as an invaluable iterative teacher.
Learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. Every misstep, every setback, every failed venture is reframed. It becomes crucial data, insights for your next, more informed attempt. They also stress pushing through doubts. Acknowledging the fear, yes, but choosing to take calculated, intelligent risks anyway.
How do they illustrate this?
Throughout the chapter, they weave these compelling, relatable tales. Resilience, perseverance, judicious risk-taking, drawing from their own experiences, observations. It makes it an intense but ultimately really uplifting ride for the listener, guiding you towards breakthroughs that might have seemed impossible before.
This advice feels incredibly relevant right now, doesn't it? In 2025, especially with all the economic uncertainty people feel.
Hugely pertinent. Think about navigating volatility, ongoing anxieties about, global supply chains, inflation, interest rates fluctuating, maybe shifts in the job market due to AI.
Yeah, lots to worry about if you let it.
Right. But Kiyosaki's principles, especially here on overcoming internal obstacles, they provide this robust, adaptable framework for building genuine financial resilience.
So it empowers you not to freeze when things get uncertain.
Exactly. To proactively adapt instead, to diligently learn from the challenges, to strategically press forward, transforming potential setbacks into new opportunities.
So the truly insightful analysis here, it's like a masterclass in psychological emotional fortitude.
It really is. They brilliantly illuminate how you can systematically transform these common, seemingly insurmountable internal obstacles, fear, cynicism, laziness, into powerful stepping stones on your direct path to financial freedom.
It's fundamentally about transforming your internal landscape first, cultivating a mindset and emotional resilience that actively supports rather than hinders your financial goals.
Absolutely. Which makes me reflect, and maybe you listener can too. What's the single biggest internal obstacle that you perceive holding you back from actively pursuing financial freedom right now?
And maybe even more importantly, how can you consciously reframe a past failure, something you saw as a setback? Reframe it as a valuable, indispensable lesson learned, an essential step that actually prepared you for your next, more successful attempt.
Don't let anything hold you back from those aspirations.
Yeah. Please like, subscribe, share this deep dive, inspire others to proactively overcome their own financial obstacles and get started on their journeys.
Ready for some action, like immediate action.
Always.
Chapter 9, still want more. Here are some to-dos. This is where Kiyosaki and Lechter make this decisive, powerful transition from the theoretical mindset stuff we've been digging into
To a really practical, actionable roadmap, getting down to brass tacks.
Exactly. Moving from financial philosophy to immediate tangible, impactful steps. Steps that anyone listening can begin implementing today.
It really feels like a high-energy checklist, doesn't it? Designed to spark immediate motivation, direct action. It's first on the list.
First and foremost, the critical importance of finding mentors.
Why is that so important?
It's about not trying to reinvent the wheel through painful trial and error and isolation. It's strategically seeking guidance, wisdom, practical advice from people who have already successfully achieved what you aspire to. Mentorship can dramatically accelerate your learning curve, help you avoid common, costly pitfalls.
Okay, find mentors. What else?
Network fiercely. And this isn't just casual schmoozing.
Right.
It's about proactively building deep, valuable connections, not just in your immediate professional circle, but specifically within the broader financial and entrepreneurial world. These strategic connections can unlock unforeseen doors, forge powerful partnerships, provide invaluable insights and intelligence.
Makes sense. What's next?
Take bold steps. Now, this isn't endorsing recklessness.
No blind leaps.
No. It's a call to act decisively with calculated risk when promising opportunities arise. Pushing past that debilitating comfort zone we talked about earlier, it's about being proactive, seizing opportunities, not just waiting passively for them to fall in your lap.
Okay, mentors, networking, bold steps. Anything else?
Yes, a crucial one. Diligently analyze deals daily.
Daily. That sounds intense. Is that just for, like, full-time investors?
No, they argue it's for everyone trying to build wealth. It's about cultivating a sharp, discerning eye for opportunities in your everyday life, constantly researching potential investments, observing market trends, practicing evaluating small business ideas, even just looking for problems around you that you could potentially solve for profit.
It's about making it a habit, training your mind.
Exactly. Training your mind to continuously seek ways to create value, generate cash flow, making it a constant practice, not just an occasional activity. For a listener, this chapter really feels like that final, invigorating pep talk, a powerful boost of energy to get you moving now.
And in 2025, the ways to actually do these things, they're more accessible than ever, right?
Absolutely. You can readily join thriving online communities, professional groups, on platforms like LinkedIn, maybe specific forums, even local meetup groups focused on finance, entrepreneurship, specific investment niches.
Great places to network, find mentors.
Even uncovered. The digital landscape has just dramatically democratized access to these crucial connections and resources.
So the core insight from this chapter. Kiyosaki and Lechter don't just leave you with theory.
No, they equip you with a concrete, actionable toolkit. These aren't just abstract concepts anymore. They are tangible steps, empowering you to literally start your financial journey. Begin building that freedom today, turning intention into decisive action.
Okay, so reflecting on all these powerful to-dos, finding mentors, networking fiercely, taking bold steps, analyzing deals daily, which one resonates most deeply with you right now in your current situation?
They may be more pointedly. What's one small yet bold step you can commit to taking today, right now, based on these transformative principles?
This journey toward financial freedom, it really is just beginning, isn't it?
Always just beginning.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this deep dive. You don't want to miss out on more valuable insights and future transformative content.
Okay, wrapping up, but not winding down. Chapter 10, fittingly titled, I Still Want More.
Yeah, it ends with this enduring message of persistence, of vision.
Exactly. Kiyosaki and Lechter powerfully reinforce that core message, continuous growth, and the unwavering importance of personal drive, determination.
They really emphasize that financial freedom isn't like a finish line you cross and then just stop.
No, it's fundamentally an ongoing dynamic process. Evolution. Sustained effort.
So it comes back to that core reinforcement. What are the key elements?
They meticulously emphasize endless learning. The idea that financial intelligence isn't static. It's a dynamic muscle. You have to continuously strengthen it, adapt it, expand it. And they unequivocally highlight the critical importance of cultivating relentless personal drive, sheer determination.
Success isn't just about knowing stuff.
Not at all. It's intrinsically about possessing the unwavering will to consistently apply that knowledge, to take action, to innovate, to courageously push through the inevitable challenges and setbacks.
How do they drive this home in the final chapter?
They enrich it by sharing more inspiring anecdotes, compelling stories, all designed to fuel the listener's ongoing journey toward lasting financial freedom. These aren't just feel-good tales.
No.
They serve as powerful illustrations of how tenacity, a steadfast commitment to continuous learning, unwavering resilience, can overcome almost any obstacle that comes your way. For an audio deep dive wrap-up like this, it's a powerful, energizing call to arms. An urgent plea, don't stop now.
Keep that momentum going.
Diligently maintain that hard-earned momentum. Continue learning, continue applying long after you finish the book or listen to this deep dive.
And it's undeniable, isn't it, that this ongoing journey Kiyosaki describes, it's truly timeless.
Absolutely. Here we are, 2025, and books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad still dominate bestseller charts year after year, decade after decade.
That enduring popularity.
Yeah.
That's irrefutable proof, right?
Right.
Of the timeless relevance, the profound applicability of these core financial principles.
The world changes rapidly, technology evolves at breakneck speed, markets fluctuate wildly, but the fundamental lessons about financial mindset, strategic asset acquisition, intelligently leveraging knowledge,
They remain powerfully true, an unshakable bedrock for wealth creation.
it's a clear message. To achieve and sustain financial freedom, you have to consistently keep evolving, keep learning, keep adapting.
So what Kiyosaki and Lechter provide in this concluding chapter, it's not just a summary.
No, it's an insightful analysis on how to effectively sustain momentum for lasting success. It's a blueprint for building habits, fostering continuous learning, nurturing a resilient mindset that ensures not just temporary gains, but long-term compounding financial prosperity, true independence.
Wow. Okay, so reflecting on everything we've covered in this pretty extensive deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad, what's the single biggest aha moment, or maybe the most transformative insight you've had during our discussion today?
And perhaps even more crucially, how will you commit to continuous learning, to diligently maintaining your financial momentum long after this deep dive ends? How will you integrate these principles into your everyday life, starting now?
Well, that brings us towards the end of our incredibly insightful deep dive into Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We've meticulously explored the incredible, truly transformative power of consciously shifting your financial mindset.
Moving from those conventional poor dad principles, tirelessly working for money.
To the empowering Rich Dad principles, strategically making your money work for you.
And always remember, financial freedom. It isn't some elusive stroke of luck or an innate talent only gifted to a select few.
No, what is it then?
It's fundamentally about acquiring and applying knowledge, coupled with consistent, disciplined action. So take these invaluable lessons we've discussed, revisit the concepts that really resonated with you, and commit wholeheartedly to applying them, strategically, diligently in your own life, starting today.
As you continue your journey forward from here, I really encourage you to persistently ask yourself this question. What seemingly safe or conventional financial advice might actually be subtly holding you back, preventing you from reaching your full potential?
And critically, what bold, financially intelligent step can you take next? Maybe one that feels slightly uncomfortable but holds immense promise to truly begin making your money work smarter, harder, and more effectively for you.
Thank you so much for joining us on Book Podcast Zone for this truly transformative deep dive.
We sincerely hope it's ignited something powerful, maybe even revolutionary within you, setting you firmly on a path to greater financial understanding, greater control, and ultimately greater freedom.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep into the knowledge that empowers you.